I think gender inequality is, it can affect anyone. Anyone that we come into contact to will have, had some type of experience with gender inequality, whether it's themselves or it's, someone they know. They hear about gender inequality in the workplace, and, that's a really big issue too. You hear about that all the time. Most commonly too, it's with the pay gap, which is, really important because we need money to live, right? And, you know, the thing with the pay gap too is it's the main statistic is it has to do with like white men and white women. White women get paid like I can't remember what percent of the dollar to like a man's wage, but black women get paid even less. Like Latinx women get paid less, migrant workers and stuff like that too. So race has to do with a big part of gender inequality, I think, but it also does really affect trans people as well, in terms of perception, in terms of, just being discriminated for housing, for, jobs, anything like that. It's really tough too, especially for trans people who are so, appear outwardly trans. Which is, a weird way of saying it, but cis people, sometimes are very judgmental when it comes to people who are gender nonconforming, in those like regards. If you're trying to get a job and you don't conform to what's expected of you to be, or how you're perceived by other people, then you're less likely to get that job. I think it's a really, really significant social issue because it does affect a lot of people, especially minorities.
Yes, I have experienced a gender inequality situation. It was with my dad. When I graduated high school, we had the talk of me going to university, and he told me that it wasn't a place for me, that I was just wasting my time and just going to college or university, and that I should just have a regular decent job so I could pay for my bills and all of that, and I should be happy and I should be okay with that. So that was my experience. I felt very just discouraged because obviously as first generation immigrant, the first thing that you want to do is make it in the United States. So the way that I reacted is I didn't listen to him, and I told him that I was still going to go to school and that I still was going to pursue my dreams and goals. And so I went with it. I applied. I got accepted to Cal State Fullerton, and now I'm just, I'm about to graduate, and he's okay with it now. I don't know if he's proud or not, but I guess it was really good that I didn't let his way of thinking get into getting my goals and pursuing them.
So I think that young girls should be taught early on that they're equal to males, so that way in the future, if they do experience gender inequalities, then they'll be able to identify them early, and they'll be able to fight for the right for equal treatment. I also feel that women should be elected into leadership positions, so that way they can close the gap of gender inequalities, because a lot of women have felt these inequalities and understand that this is an issue.
I think it's just to keep doing what we're doing, but just intensify it a little more, because if we've seen throughout history all the work that women have been doing, for women of color and just women in general, the work that's already underway, I feel like that should just keep going. More women are getting elected into seats of power, and more women are fighting for rights and equality. So I feel like as of now, we're doing pretty good, and we should just keep going at it.
In regards to sort of fixing or the first steps to doing so, gender inequality, in regards to just like in the workplace too, I think it's just really up to businesses, organizations to sort of do that themselves. I know in regards to the gender pay gap too, if businesses take those first steps themselves to do that, I think we'll see an even bigger influence if lots of other businesses are doing so, than if we tried to pass legislation in government, and that will that could take a really long time. We all saw with the legalization of same-sex marriage that took so long, and that was a really long fight too. But it's if you want to start seeing more change quicker too, it's really up to individuals to really make those steps and be empathetic and be good.